Disclaimer: this conversation is a fictional dramatization. Always seek the advice of a medical professional. Attention deficit/hyperactivity disorder (ADHD) is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by persistent patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that interfere with daily functioning and development. Hyperactivity, impulsivity, inattention are three core symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder (ADHD) that can affect both children and adults. Hyperactivity. This refers to excessive movement and difficulty staying still, even in situations that require calmness. It includes impulsivity. This is the inability to think before acting, leading to spontaneous or risky decisions. Inattention. Difficulty focusing, forgetfulness, and trouble following through on tasks. Both hyperactivity and impulsivity can cause challenges in work, relationships, and daily responsibilities, especially if left unmanaged. Sophie has always been known for her high energy. As a dedicated professional, loving wife, and attentive mother, her days are a whirlwind of meetings, school runs, and household management. Yet behind her bright smile lies a constant sense of inner turmoil, a hyperactivity that makes it nearly impossible to slow down. She juggles work emails while preparing breakfast and helping her children get ready, her mind always racing ahead to the next task. "I'm always on the move. There's never a minute to pause," she admits. "I often find myself starting new tasks before finishing the previous ones, and sometimes I make impulsive decisions, like booking last-minute trips or changing schedules on a whim." Her days are filled with moments of chaos, jumping from one task to another, misplacing important documents, and forgetting small but significant details. The kids ask where their homework is, and Sophie realizes she accidentally threw it away while cleaning up the kitchen table. At work, she interrupts meetings with new ideas before others have finished speaking, her enthusiasm often mistaken for rudeness. Sophie's symptoms include an incessant need to stay active, difficulty sitting through long meetings, impulsive spending, and a habit of interrupting conversations. Over time, these behaviors have begun to strain her relationships and professional performance. One evening, she rushes home from work, exhausted yet unable to switch off. Her husband, Daniel, watches as she hurriedly checks emails while half listening to their children's stories about their day. When their son mentions his school recital, Sophie freezes. She forgot all about it. The disappointment in her son's eyes stings, and Daniel gently places a hand on her shoulder. "Sophie, this isn't just forgetfulness. You're always overwhelmed, always running on empty. Maybe it's time to talk to someone." Reluctantly, she schedules an appointment with Dr. Johnson, a compassionate psychiatric provider specializing in adult ADHD. Sitting across from Dr. Johnson, Sophie fidgets with her hands. She wants answers, but she also fears what she might hear. "It sounds like you're constantly in motion, and it's taking a toll on your daily life," Dr. Johnson observes after listening to her. Sophie exhales. "I feel like I'm always racing against the clock. I can't sit still during meetings. I often interrupt others without meaning to, and sometimes I make decisions without thinking them through. I just want to feel in control for once." Dr. Johnson nods. "Your experiences are consistent with attention deficit/hyperactivity disorder, a condition that many adults, particularly women, live with without ever receiving a proper diagnosis. Your high energy and impulsivity are not simply personality traits. They are symptoms that we can address." To confirm the diagnosis, Dr. Johnson conducts a thorough evaluation, exploring Sophie's childhood history, behavioral patterns, and the impact of her symptoms on her personal and professional life. Many adults with ADHD hyperactive/impulsive type were never identified in childhood because their high energy was often seen as a positive trait, he explains. "In your case, Sophie, the impulsivity and restlessness have created significant challenges at work, with family responsibilities, and in maintaining long-term relationships." Sophie processes his words. "I always thought I was just naturally energetic. It's a relief to know there's an explanation for why I struggle with staying still or following through on plans." With the diagnosis confirmed, Dr. Johnson outlines a comprehensive treatment plan. We'll begin with medication, either a stimulant or a non-stimulant, to help moderate your hyperactivity and impulsivity. Along with that, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can provide practical strategies to improve time management, organization, and impulse control. We'll also explore mindfulness exercises to help you learn to pause before reacting. Sophie nods with determination. I'm ready to try anything that can help me feel more in control. I want to channel my energy more constructively and reduce the chaos in my life. However, the journey is not as easy as she hoped. The first medication she tries leaves her feeling jittery, and she wonders if she made a mistake. Therapy is difficult, too. Learning to slow down, to think before speaking, to resist the urge to jump from one thing to another feels unnatural. One morning, she catches herself about to interrupt a colleague in a meeting. She clenches her fists under the table, takes a deep breath, and waits. When she finally speaks, her thoughts are clearer, more concise. Her manager gives her an approving nod, and for the first time, Sophie feels like she is in control. At home, she practices mindfulness. Instead of checking emails while playing with her kids, she focuses on them. Instead of making impulsive purchases, she takes a moment to ask herself if she truly needs what she's about to buy. These small victories remind her that change is possible. During a follow-up session, she smiles confidently. I've learned to pause and assess before making decisions. My colleagues have noticed that I'm more focused in meetings, and at home, I'm better able to listen and engage with my family. It's not that I've lost my energy. I've just learned how to harness it. Her husband notices the difference, too. You seem more present, more in control, he tells her one evening. Their son beams as Sophie remembers his recital this time, sitting in the front row, fully engaged. Sophie's journey is a powerful reminder that high energy can be a double-edged sword. With the right support, it can become a strength rather than a source of constant stress. Her story underscores that hyperactivity in working mothers and wives is more than just an overabundance of energy. It is a complex challenge that can interfere with personal and professional life. But with the expertise of a psychiatric provider, targeted treatments, and a commitment to change, even the most relentless energy can be channeled into a balanced, fulfilling life.